Welcome back to Thrill of the Race for 2025. We're at Oulton Park and we're just about ready for round number 1. The riders have had their winter testing, they've had their official briefing from Stuart Higgs & Co, they've had their official photo as well. Everything now stands for tomorrow. Free Practice 1 is where 2025 officially kicks off and we're ready. Are you?
I cannot wait for this year. I'm so excited. This has felt like the longest off season of my life. The anticipation, the excitement about this year after what happened last year, it couldn't be greater. And genuinely, I think I say this every year, but you look at the lineup for 2025 and it is the strongest I've ever seen. Top to bottom, every garage, there's a story. And it's not going to be, I don't think, just 2 people playing for the championship. I can see 6 riders at the moment that could potentially, even now, that I think could fight for the championship. And to be honest with you, after today, that might change all over again. It's like proper gladiator stuff.
Heading into FP1, looking back over the testing that we had here, and looking back into 2024, you're looking straight away at the Hager PBM Ducati of Glenurban. You're looking at Kyle Ride, you know that they're going to be fast. But you also historically think about Motor Rapido, because they have gone well here in the past. They've put together good bikes for when Tommy Bridewell was riding and for Christian. But in reality, none of that seemed to happen. It was a little bit topsy-turvy. Glenurban had a problem in Free Practice 1. He only completed 4 laps. And as the session clock was ticking down, I was keeping my eye up the fan of the pit lane, expecting to see the red and white Ducati get rolled out the garage, but it never happened. Kyle had a problem during the session, which made him stop on track. A technical issue. He managed to get the bike back into the pit lane, but because he short-lapped the circuit, he'd served the 40-second penalty, which is in the regs. It's a rule. But if you're going to have an issue, you want to have it in Free Practice 1. You don't want to have it later on through the weekend. So maybe these guys have all got that out of the way. I'm not going to say tick a box because you don't want to have a problem, but they've probably got any issues out of the way. Although Glenurban's still a little bit of the unknown because he's not 100% happy with his bike.
Obviously, I arrived into Oulton Park really excited, as we remain excited. But then you get hit with the first curveball of the year. You know, the engine and stuff was changed before this round, just due to mileage. You know, not anything different. Brand new exhaust, new stuff that you want, brand new clutch, basket and pack, and just a refreshed motorbike. And went out, and it felt like I was on a PW50.
For me, testing is something that's not my strong point, so I love the fact that we get to round 1 and we can go racing. And getting on the bike in FP1, it was great to be back. Obviously tested here 2 weeks ago, and the bike felt familiar straight away. A few improvements already to do in FP1, but put ourselves in a very good position with ending in P7, done a 33.9 on the lap time, so I'm really happy for how the first day went of 2025.
But a former winner at Oulton Park knows what to do, knows how to get the job done here. And yes, he's staying on Honda. He was on Honda last year, but the bike is a completely different bike from what he was on. The only thing that is the same, really, as he says, is the name of the bike.
There's so many reasons for some of the riders to want to come back and fight. What I mean by that is Kyle, at the end of last year, just turned into a different human. He was an animal on the bike, and it was here at Oulton Park where I think everything changed for him. The win in the wet, and then we just saw this different Kyle ride. And if he starts this year like he finished last year, I mean, what a champion. And what's great for us, let's forget what's happened off circuit. They're here, they're racing, that's the most important thing. He's not gone off to World Superbike, he's come here, he's staying here to defend his championship, and that's really cool.
The nerves are back, and yeah, obviously the last time I felt that was October when I won, so it's a big shock to the system, but once obviously we've raced this afternoon, everything will be ready to go again and we can build from there. I had a few gremlins with the bike. Luckily it happened on the right day, not today, not tomorrow. At FP2, we had made a plan, kind of stuck to it. A few red flags was a bit of a hindrance, but it was a good session. I was fourth. Felt good on the bike. Did the job I needed to do. Got into the top 12 to secure Q2 because biggest thing this year, you've got to be in Q2 for the tyre situation.
And then you've just got some other guys that are coming into the mix. Brad's back. Brad left this championship in 2022. He was the man. And he's grown in World Superbike and he's come back and gone, right now then, boys. Guess who's back?
It's going to be different. Obviously, I've been in World Championship for the last 2 years, but I haven't really been competitive there. I haven't really been up the front and fighting for wins. So I've missed that feeling. I've missed being able to fight for victories and be competitive. So first race back today is going to be interesting. I think will be the same for everyone because nobody knows exactly what pace everyone's got and how the tyres are going to last. The first race of the season always is going into the unknown a little bit, but it's going to be important for us to get a race and then work on what we need to work on for the rest of the weekend and for the rest of the season.
And then you've got Leon, who's fit for the first time at the start of the season for goodness knows how long. And looks really happy. He's been in the top 3 in every single test. And what do we know about Leon? He's fast everywhere, in every condition.
He just looks good this year. He's like a new man, a little bit relaxed.
To be honest with you, it's been like a new life for me because obviously this opportunity to get on a Ducati that's winning worldwide and kind of get rid of the burden of all the hassles of running a team, it was exciting. But at the same time, a lot of unanswered questions. We've not done a massive amount of testing, so every test has been amazing. Wilf's been great to work with, and every time we've been in the top 2 or 3. So the excitement of being on a bike again that I can go and win. The excitement of the team. Because the main objective for them was to try and obviously win races and win championships. It feels like I'm a kid again. It feels real good, and I'm absolutely loving the Ducati.
I think this is going to be a nervy start. Everyone knows the importance of qualifying because the grid is so strong. You can't afford to be row 4, row 5. Your weekends, you're already playing catch up. Everyone's got to push, but to be on the front 2 rows, you've got to put everything into that one lap. They've tested here, they've had the practice day here. I think we're going to see some fireworks.
I honestly think it's going to be between Motor Rapido and Raceways with a little bit of nitrous competitions and Hager PBM and maybe a Dow bike and maybe an AGN Steel Stock Kawasaki, and now you just keep going and just keep naming people because it is so close when you get into the middle of it, and anything can happen in qualifying. When somebody bites the screen and puts a lap around Oulton Park, you can see it in their face when they come back in, but it will happen. Somebody will spring a surprise.
I think going into qualifying, we knew that it's, first of all, so important. The field is stacked with talent.
Drama central for qualifying. Did you expect Glenn Owen to slide off at the beginning? No, I certainly didn't.
Hang on, Glenn Owen has gone down.
I had a very weird vibration on the outlap in qualifying. I had a big slide in my first fast lap. It was on quite a good one in the fast right-hander before Britain chicane, and when the slide recovered, thankfully, because it would have been big, I just shot towards the chicane a little bit too quick and tried to make it, just lost the front. No biggie, but frustration.
Glenn Irwin then is about to get that back into pit lane, which is good news. It might mean if they can get that fixed, he can pop out for a lap.
After that, though, it was just like you were looking to see who would deliver the lap. We knew that Bradley was going to be fast. We knew that Leon Haslam was going to be fast.
Let's see what this lap time's going to be for Leon Haslam. He didn't go through the yellow flag, but Haslam has been so fast here yesterday and throughout the weekend. A 1:33.3 just to kick things off on your first flying lap. That is shifting. That's under the lap record, that.
But it wasn't really that surprising that Brad's hit the ground running.
Brad Ray then exiting pit lane. He was sensational in his championship winning year in 2022. We caught up with him yesterday in pit lane.
Yeah, I didn't know how to approach it really. I was going to go out on a used tyre, get up to speed and then put the new tyre in, but I just said to the boys, put new in and let me just attack straight away.
Here's Brad Ray. Brad Ray's on a good lap. He's got Max Cook for comfort.
And he looks quick, doesn't he? Just looks, everywhere you've watched Brad this weekend, he looks quick.
Looks comfortable, he looks calm as well. but this is a tidy lap coming in from Bradley Ray.
Yes, it is.
A 1:32.9 he sets as an outright lap record, and over the line now for Bradley Ray. Brilliant. 32.851. No one has ever been quicker around Oulton Park on a superbike.
Right.
I mean, he just went out, went bosh, lap, parked it up in the garage. But he's fast in the test. He already had the outright lap record here. He looks really cool and calm. He's not flustered. Whereas a few other riders did look a little bit tense. It's the first weekend back for 6 months. But he hit the ground running, and his lap was incredible.
We were expecting Glenn to come to the garage with maybe a minute and a half, two and a half minutes to go, because he needed to leave pit lane minimum 1:45 to get round and do a lap. He left pit lane with 2 minutes to go, so that was it. Done. Great job of the PBM guys to get that bike fixed and back out there. Probably one of the quickest out laps you've seen this weekend. Round he went, and as he started his lap, he was on it. He looked good through the first couple of corners. On to the second part of that first sector though, Andrew Owen then has a problem. Andrew goes down, yellow flags are out, compromises Glenn's lap.
And that is Andy Irwin.
Irwin, yeah, it is.
Andy Irwin has gone down and he's holding his wrist straight away. The checkered flag is out. Glenn Irwin here was able to get out, but not, it seems, for a flying lap. Boom. This is almost just, is the bike okay, ready for racing later?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I was hurt, angry. It was a build-up from yesterday. You know, this game you got to be resilient. And when testing has been the way it has, it was like we didn't get one shot fired at us this weekend. We had like a machine gun of shots. You know, it was coming at us in all angles. And I know they think I'm being negative, but in my own head, we were manifesting some resilience. And I don't like people sugarcoating anything in life.
And so after qualifying, it was a big question of what are they going to do in the race, you know, to try and overcome 14th on the grid? Because if you look who was ahead of Glenn on the grid, there's some big hitters.
Thanks, guys. I had to do my lap and I had to do another lap to check my board, and then I thought a second before then I'll pull in. So I've done like 5 laps on it for no reason. I did the whole session. I'm still trying on the last lap.
And that's how close qualifying can be. Sometimes it's your error, sometimes it's somebody else's error that makes your qualifying difficult. Unfortunately for Glenn today, just didn't get that hooked up. But he will come back in the race. That's one thing for sure. Glenn Irwin doesn't lie down easily.
We had to wait 6 months and 21 days to get racing again after the amazing battle of brands to finish 2024. This amazing national championship that has bike fans around the world gripped with unrivaled racing action. If you're new to BSB, then you're in for the ride of your life. If you've seen it all before, you know what's to come. If you're sitting comfortably, you won't be for long.
It was a slightly different take to the race because we know how fast Brad Ray can be. We know how good he is, but he's been away for a year, and he's not really been at the front of a race for a year. Do you forget how to cope with that pressure? Probably not. He's a professional bike racer, and he's one of the best at it.
18 laps of Oulton Park coming your way, and it's eyes on the lights.
First of all, the lights go out, and Brad's was just unbelievable.
BSB is go. Good start from all of the front row. Good start also from Max Cook on that Kawasaki from the second row, number 30. He goes up to third. Brad Ray gets the whole shot. Danny Kent's made a really good start. The McCann's Yamaha as well. He's a bit wide on exit, but he goes up to fourth.
Yeah, great start from Danny, losing the rear going and just got shoved a little bit wide by Max. A good start in Max Cook.
He got an absolutely electrifying start. That's what he did do. He launched that bike off the line like he's never been away from the BSB. It's like a flashback to 2022.
From a stand-in start, he did 1:37, and he broke the lap record on the second flying lap. So he just decided, I'm just going to go, and let's see if anyone can touch me. And the answer to that was no.
He's already built a couple of tenths advantage. What a standing start first lap for Brad Ray on his introduction back to life in BSB. 37.3 from the standing start.
Yep.
The expectation is to win the race, and Obviously, there's no pressure as such from the team, but as a rider, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to basically get the job done.
From Danny Kent, and Max Cook is challenging the reigning champion. Oh, he's down there with Shell Oils! Look at this. Look at this job Brad's doing.
Yeah.
He was so quick here in the test.
Yeah, it was. All
Brad
the
Ray across the line at 33.312 is a new BSB race lap record.
Yep.
In his second,
3/10 off the lap
on
record.
his first flying lap. Look at the gap.
The lap record was going to fall in that race, we know that.
Let's get Brad Ray over the line then and see what we've got here. He is on absolute fire here. It is a 33.193, so close to a 32.
I just need to attack straight away, and I thought if I get enough of the gap, I can manage what I need to at the end.
What we can say at the moment is this is some pace set by Brad Ray.
Yeah, we can say that.
We're on lap 5 and he's 3.5 seconds clear.
Yep.
But behind him, it was all going off. It was a proper BSB, Bennetts British Superbike race. We had dogged determination, Glenn Irwin himself coming through from the 5th row.
He's gone up to 9th through on Lee Jackson. In fact, he's just gone through on Josh Brooks as well.
Yes.
Irwin up to 8th.
More important for Irwin and Bradwell would be their lap times, which is where they're going to start from in the sprint race.
And the elbows were out. Everything was out on Glenn Irwin. The knees, the elbows, the feet. He was coming through that pack.
Oh, and down we go, Christian Eden.
Yep.
Unfortunately, both Cook and Eden out, and now Leon Haslam pounces on Danny Kent. This is the battle for 3rd place, and Storm Stacey is right on terms with them as well.
Yeah,
Number 79.
Storm Stacey's got the pace on that Batham's BMW, look.
I managed to tire a lot, and then became, as a bike, maybe the fuel load got lighter, I felt like I became stronger and stronger.
On lap 9 of 18 is Glenn Irwin now makes the move on Danny Kent. Is Danny Kent running into a bit of trouble already?
I suspect there's a little bit of tyre problem there for Danny.
And it wasn't long before we could start to see what the picture was. An angry Glenn is normally a fast Glenn.
This is a good ride from Glenn.
Very good ride.
Just been chipping away lap after lap.
He's like some sort of angry dog that's been shut away in the corner. He'll find a way out. And so we've used the word tenacious so often.
The human brain, the mind, is it's powerful, isn't it? And today was an example of how calculated we are.
Considering where he was on the grid, if he ends up finishing on the podium, that is a solid job for the first race of the season. Here we are, this is the battle. Kyle Ryde in 2nd place. Number 1 in the background there, Glenn Irwin through on Storm Stacey, who could afford a cheeky look over his shoulder to see if there's any other company. Through Druids in the battle for 2nd place. Kyle Ryde here. He's going to be seeing +0 on his pitboard every single lap, and now Leon Haslam pounces on the Moto Rapido Ducati. He's done this before, but he's run it wide. Does he hold it? He does this time.
Yeah, this one works.
Haslam up to 2nd place. Is Kyle now going to return the favour into Old Hall Corner? Can't quite get through. Glenn Irwin looks hungry there as well, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
4th place.
Okay, now we are making moves. Right, let's see. I think I can finish 2nd.
Glenn's going to try and set something up here. I know he should have a little bit of a speed advantage on that Ducati over the number 1 plate Yamaha. There you go.
Kyle almost had to roll out.
Exactly.
Let Glenn through.
And he carved his way through to get himself onto the podium, and that was a massive, massive recovery ride for Glenn Irwin.
Here comes Glenn.
Glenn through into 2nd. This is how the grid would look tomorrow. Ray, Glenn Irwin and Leon Haslam would be your front row, with Stacey, Bridewell and Nesbitt on row 2. But Glenn Irwin,
great ride from Glenn.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
His ride to the podium was special.
What a ride this has been from the moment the lights went out. He has been blistering. Brad is back in business. Ray wins the opening race of 2025 in fine style. No one can get close to him.
Leon Haslam has been almost the poster boy of free testing here. He was looking brown at practice. Really quick, really smooth, could go out at will. But Leon will be back. That's all data in the bank for Leon Haslam, isn't it? But to watch him today was great to see that Moto Rapido Ducati punching very strong.
It's Leon Haslam.
The one person they are going to have to worry about is Brad, because he doesn't play mind games. He's come from World Superbike where he's grown, he's got stronger, and every single lap in World Superbike, you have to push 100% every lap. He's brought that to BSB, and he's now just gone out there and sent a massive message to the rest of the pack. Catch me if you can. And today we're going to find out whether anyone can.
It was obviously nice to get the full race distance under our belt. I went quite hard at the start of the race on the tyre, and it seemed to hold up quite well at the end of the race. So that's a good thing for tomorrow's 18-lapper. Obviously 12 laps is even shorter, so I think we'll see what the strategy will be tomorrow. But I know the tyre can last the race if I attack hard at the start, so I'm sure other riders are going to want to intervene with me and try and mess up the rhythm, but yeah, we'll see tomorrow. If I get a good start, I know what I need to do, and if I don't, then I'll get in a battle and dig in and fight till the end.
It's the second race of the season about to get underway here. Cloudy skies, a bit chilly, but we can't wait to see what's in store. It's first blood to Brad Ray, and he sends out a big message to his opposition after a fine victory yesterday.
Well, race 2 is a sprint race, and so you can kind of park the talk about tyres a little, because everyone's just going to go hell for leather. They're not going to be worried about tyre life. Let's get aggressive. And I think at the sharp end as well, because you've now got Glenn up there, Leon needs probably just to get that slightly better start as well. He thinks he's got the pace to go. Glenn's talking big. I mean, he's saying, like, I'll show Brad what I've got, and he's not now got to do so much work. So that's going to be fascinating. But if Brad smokes them today, they've got problems.
For race 2 of the season, good start from everyone in the front row. Look at Storm Stacey flying through from the second row. Don't know what just happened there, but he's second into turn 1. Brad Ray with a whole shot once more.
We knew we had good pace. We knew that, you know, it was the first time we had definitely got good tyre life. So today we knew we had to kind of get a better start and go after Brad.
This has definitely been a good lap from Leon Haslam. It'd be worth keeping an eye on the lap times here as Owen now pounces on Stacey, but he's wide again. Yeah. And on the cutback, Storm Stacey, they'll be side by side over Deer Leap and across the line. Storm Stacey not giving an inch.
And he doesn't.
Over the line they go. A 32.8 from Leon Haslam as Kyle Ride goes through to third place. That's the fastest ever lap we've got. Leon Haslam is back.
I didn't expect to do 32.8s, but it was, I felt good, the rhythm was good.
But this is the battle now we need to keep our eyes on, and you're right, Brad Ray's about to come over the line. He'll quickly glance at his pit board and go, huh? He'll say, who on earth is that? He'll suspect it's probably Glenn, but it's not. It's Leon Haslam. Over the line we go once more then. Brad Ray leads from Leon Haslam. It's another 32.8 from Haslam.
We know we've had good pace all weekend. You know, we know Glenn's had the pace. We know obviously Brad's had good pace. So it was a matter of, you know, where the tyres and positioning yourself in the right place. And, you know, Glenn's super strong on the brakes. And we noticed that yesterday. And so obviously he was behind me most of the whole race. So once I got to the front, I just wanted to keep a steady rhythm.
Full commitment, and now he goes up the inside into Old Hall Corner. He holds his line as well. Yep. It's Haslam versus Ray, a proper ding-dong battle then here at Oulton Park. What a ride this has been from Haslam.
From narrow, and watch this will pay dividends for Brad on the second bit of the corner. But the guy still tramps on out of Cascades.
Leon Haslam, who raced in his 290th yesterday, hungry for his 47th BSB victory, his first since 2018.
I made a few mistakes, 2-3 to go, but we still managed to keep it.
2.69 miles around this Oulton Park circuit. Has Brad Ray got anything left for Leon? Has Glenn Irwin got enough in the tank? Is he close enough to make a move?
If he's close enough to make a move by the end of this lap, he'll be lucky, and it'll be one move he's got chance of.
Haslam has not put a foot wrong since getting out front. He set an all-time lap record of Oulton Park, and he's had a big moment into Island Bend, and you don't want them there.
No.
And that has invited Brad Ray. He's a bit wide into Shell Oils as well, and they all inch a bit closer. Glenn Irwin's eyes have lit up now in third as well.
Yeah, because he's probably got the pace to do something at the end of the straight with that Ducati. Brad's going to have to work hard to get past Leon. He's going to have to be perfect.
Although after that moment, he'll have to go a bit defensive. Brad Ray doesn't come through, and look, Glenn Irwin is there.
Yeah.
And you know he's going to have a look.
You know where it's going to happen. This is going to be into Lodge.
And he pounces straight away. Oh, that was so close, but he wasn't quite able to pull off the move. There's only one chance left.
Lodge corner.
Glenn Irwin trying to get past on Brad Ray. as early as possible. It's now a run. Brad Ray had a big moment on the front as well. They're all pushing on here on the last lap in BSB. It's Haslam, it's Ray, it's Irwin. Glenn Irwin up the inside of Brad Ray for second, but they're not going to be close enough for Haslam. Although he goes defensive, he held it. But Leon Haslam is a BSB race winner again. What a ride on the Moto Rapido Ducati. Irwin takes second, Brad Ray third.
What a run to do. That's your last lap as well. Really up high. Brilliant.